Hello. Yeah, I finished my RPL exam. Luckily, I passed, so I can have a bit of fun this weekend. Since it was my first exam, I didn't know what to expect, and even when I started the exam, bloody first question I couldn't answer. Yeah, just had a Mrs. Crit. Anyway, the exam, even the first few questions, I didn't know the answer. I wasn't sure about the answer, and I kind of thought, oh, this is not good. Was a nervous experience. I was so scared to press that finish button. But good thing about it is like you get the results as soon as you press that button. And once you find out you passed, you feel so relieved. I only have my flight test to go. I'm gonna do the pre-licensing kind of mock test with the instructor, and then we'll have to have a test with the examiner. I don't know when that's gonna be. I might just start studying for the PPL on my own time. Anyway, this morning I've flown from Melbourne to Tamworth in the simulator, and now I'm gonna fly the return flight to Melbourne. So the screen you're looking at is the screen of Navigraph, like a electronic flight bag, EFB, I use for simulator. This triangle shows my location, and that's Tamworth Airport information chart. So I'm just sitting at the ramp. I think I expect to use runway 30. When I was flying in from Melbourne, the weather was terrible. Heavy rain, thick clouds. It was like I had to fly a ILS approach into the airport, and I expect the same for the flight out. Anyway, in the game, I'm just sitting at a ramp. Pretty much nothing's done, so I'll switch to the game screen, and then we do it together. Okay, now I got the game screen. What did I do? I haven't got the IFR clearance yet.
All aircraft be advised information Lima now current. QNH 1015.
1015 QNH I've got. The frequency, ground frequency is 121.9. which is already tuned. Pimax ground Boeing 737 at ramp with information kilo, request IFR clearance to Melbourne. Doesn't look like it recognized my request. Pimax Tower or Pimax Ground, Boeing 737, Bonza 1060, request IFR clearance to Melbourne with information Lima. Where's the voice recognition gone?
Bonza 1060, request IFR clearance to Melbourne Airport.
Bonza 1060, Tamworth delivery. Expect runway 12 left. Climb 7,000 feet on runway centerline. Then expect radar vectors. Parks. Squawk 3164.
Expect runway 12 left. Climb 7,000 feet on runway centerline. Then expect radar vectors parks. Squawk 3164. Bonza 1060.
Yeah, Vion ATC wasn't recognizing my mic, so I just restarting it.
Beyond ATC connected.
Okay, now I switched the device, so let's try again. Pimax Ground, Boeing 737, Bonza 1060 on ramp, request IFR clearance with information kilo.
Bonza 1060, Tamworth delivery. Expect runway 12 left. Climb 7,000 feet on runway centerline. Then expect radar vectors parks. Squawk 0562.
Expect runway 12 left. Climb 7,000 feet on runway centerline. Then expect radar vectors parks. Squawk 0562. Bonza 1060.
So we'll let the computer respond.
Bonza 1060. Read back correct. Contact tower 119.4 when ready for push or start.
Okay, we're expecting runway 12. I'll just check the runway heading.
Bonza 1060. Read back correct. Contact tower 119.4 when ready for push or start.
Heading is 121, and we were cleared to climb to 7,000. Got that, and the squawk code was 1060. 60. So we set that one.
Bonza 1060, Tamworth delivery.
0. Yep. No, squawk 05.
We'll contact tower 119.4 when ready for pushback or engine start. Bonza 1060. Bye bye. Thanks.
0562. Okay, got the squawk code, and I have the ground power. Load up the flight, and I'll get that imported into the flight computer. FMC, right, YSTW for Tamworth, YMML for Melbourne. Okay, flight, my flight number is 1060, so I'll just put 1060 here. And let's get the flight plan. Let's load it up. We can activate, execute, and perfect. I can request these numbers as well. Okay, it's ready, so load. All good. What's our flight level? No, we're gonna cruise at flight level 320. I have it at 340. I think that should be okay. Yeah, execute, take off. We're taking off with 5 degrees of flap. Our trim setting should be 4.76. It's roughly there. Yep, I'm happy with that, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Departure, expecting 1-2 left. Is that what the tower ground said? Yep. 1-2 left. Okay, and arrival. Right now we'll probably arrive to runway 34. Yeah, I'll choose runway 34. RB 8. A alpha arrival. So choose that and check the legs. If there's any discontinuity there, looks all good. Okay, so go back to the takeoff in it. So we've got the VR, V speed now, V1 140, VR 142, V2 is 150. I set V2 plus 20 into the MCP. So I've got the heading, speed, reset this to 0 for the time being. That was the runway course when I was doing the ILS approach. Okay, so everything's kind of set. That need to be pushed back. But let's start the APU. I got the pump. See, forward. Oh, EGT is alive. I got APU gen power. Pipe on. Choose here. APU gen power. And then APU bleed is on. Okay. The clearance already been obtained. Squawk set 0562. Altimeter is set. And departure legs takeoff. Initial altitude is set 7,000. Headings 121 is set. Trim set. Yaw damper on. And fuel pump. Can turn the rest of the fuel pump on. Window heat on. And pitot heat. Turn this on too. Wing anti-ice and engine anti-ice, will turn them on later. Flight altitude, okay. Flight level 340, destination altitude is 434, so we set 450. Got the landing altitude set. Flight director on for the co-pilot, and we can arm the LNAV and VNAV. Sometimes they come on, sometimes they don't. Auto brake is RTO. I have to start the engine, but RTO, what else is there to do? Okay, let's go to ground services. We can release the ground power. And we can have the chocks removed. Parking brake set on. We can do the takeoff briefing. And then, this reset it. Yeah, I hear the sound of rain. It's raining. Packs off. Engine start. And then anti-collision light on. Transponder is out off. Engine area is clear. Bonja 1060 ready for engine start.
Bonza 1060, startup approved. Call when ready for taxi.
Wilco Bonja 1060. Okay, so we got the start clearance. Before wait for N2 to reach 25. Yep, it's there. Fuel switch on, and EGT is coming alive. We wait for this knob to click back to off. Yep. Set this to cont, and then we start the other engine, ground. Yep. N2 is coming alive. Yep. 25. Fuels in. EGT is increasing. Yeah, hit the click back. Since we got the engine on, we can click Gen 1, Gen 2, and this can go to Gen 1, and we can turn off the APU, and APU bleed is turning off. PAX auto isolation valve is on auto already, and prop heat turned on, engine ice, anti-ice as required, flaps set at 5 degrees, 3 notches, trims set flight controls, free and correct, and Bonja 1060 ready to taxi.
Bonza 1060, runway 12 left taxi via Bravo.
Runway 12 left taxi via Bravo, Bonja 1060. Okay, we got the taxi clearance, so I'll just put on my VR headset. Okay, What? Alrighty. What's the tower frequency? It's probably automatically set 119.4. Yep. And taxi light on. We don't have fuel in the center tank, so we turn that off. I'll just turn the wing light, logo light on, and we're ready to taxi. Can take the look. Why don't I feel like I'm lying down? Anyway, parking brake off. What? Yeah, I wasn't wearing the headset. I had to sort out the VR cable. Sometimes the cable, not sometimes, always, so freaking annoying. Catches something and I can't move my head. Yeah, when I was flying into Tamworth, I had the weather radar turned on. Pretty much everything was red. Yeah, I was never confident with the cloud. I thought I studied up. I had an exam question asking what does Nimbus Stratus brings, and I was torn between at first I thought heavy rain definitely, and then I got tricked because Stratus can have, like, if you only had Stratus, the drizzle, and so I go, I know Nimbus rain, but because of Stratus, I picked light rain. Apparently the correct answer is the heavy rain. So I think I got that one wrong. And probably another question I got wrong was the flying over the race event. I don't know. I don't even know the proper answer. Maybe you can't fly over it. I looked at the Part 91 and like I read it and I believe that I could fly 1000 above the highest feature, so I picked 1000 feet AGL, but I think I got that one wrong. Anyway, not a biggie. I also made a mistake with the takeoff chart, performance chart. Like I worked out everything, but didn't take the climb performance into account. So I put the weight, I think, which was higher than the answer, and lost 3 points. I mean, still, pass is a pass. maybe for PPL, I might not be able to do better, but I'll try. Maybe, I'll probably do worse and pass. So you can't really complain. The time is still running from my Melbourne flight, so I'll just reset that. Pimax Tower, company Boeing 738 Bravo, runway 12 left, ready for departure.
Aircraft calling for departure. Say call sign.
Bonja 1060.
Bonza 1060, Tamworth Tower, wind 110 at 6, fly heading 120, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 120, runway 12 left, clear for takeoff, Bonja 1060. Yeah, I have to backtrack the runway. I don't know what happens in real world if you have to backtrack. Maybe you ask the tower or tell the tower that you're gonna backtrack. Usually big airports, you have the holding points right at the end or start of the runway. Okay, I have the takeoff clearance already, so power up. Yep, engine stable, let the brake go. And airspeed is live. Sometimes I get call out 80 knots, sometimes I don't. I don't know why. Anyway, it's easier with call out V1.
V1.
Oh yeah, I got the color right there. Okay, positive rate of climb, gear up.
Bonza 1060, contact Brisbane Centre 127.1.
Yeah, because I had to backtrack, I forgot to do the lineup checks. I'm gonna lose some experience points. Because you meant to have a lot of experience points, in fact.
Bonza
Turn
1060,
off the taxi
contact
light,
Brisbane
turn on
Centre
the landing
127.1.
beacon to strobe, and transponder, and what else I had to do. Yeah, and then also I had to start the timer. Yeah, weather's not so beautiful. You see all that red?
Bonza 1060, Tamworth Tower.
Going to Brisbane Centre 127.1, Bonja 1060. Can't remember the call sign. I'll just go with autopilot for the time being. And retract the flaps. Landing gear can be off, and auto brake can be set off too. Brisbane Tower.
Brisbane Centre, Bonza 1060. Good day, 5,700 feet.
Bonza 1060, Brisbane Centre, radar contact. Climb to flight level 320.
Climb to flight level 320, Bonja 1060.
Bonza 1060, turn left, heading 210. Expect further clearance in about 52 miles.
Left to 210, Bonja 1060. I think we can just leave it on LNAV. It will find it. So yeah. Landing light is coming off. We're going over 10,000 feet. Just double check. Yeah, our transponder is on. We can auto tune the radio. Heavy rain. Yep, coming up on 1000, so the standard QNH 1013. And now we can speed up. We are flying towards Parkies. I'll just increase our time acceleration thing to
Velocity 1416, Brisbane Centre. Expect Bori 4 Alpha, runway 34 left.
Expect Bori 4 Alpha, runway 34 left, velocity 1416.
Yeah, velocity is the call sign for version. Oh, forgot to set the height and altitude. It's 340. I'm sure in the real world this goes fast, but like on a game, because it doesn't censor the speed, how I'm turning. Maybe I can set it, but I don't know how to. So it's slow when you're trying to set it by 100. At least the weather is improving high up.
Bonza 1060, cleared direct parks. Resume own navigation.
Clear to direct parkies, resume on navigation, Bonja 1060. Sometimes usually I leave the ATC on auto response.
Velocity 1416. Contact Brisbane Centre 124.8.
Because if you have another pilot, one
Center
pilot will
on
be flying and the
124.8.
other pilot
Velocity
will do the
1416.
radios.
Bye-bye.
So I think the AI auto responding probably simulates the real world closer than me doing everything. But sometimes it's fun.
Brisbane Centre, Jetstar 631, flight level 318.
If it was this flight was done in real time, the
Jetstar
flight
631,
to
Brisbane
Melbourne
Centre,
from Tamworth
identified.
takes about 2 hours. But if I do the takeoff, landing in real time, and
Bonza 1060, contact Brisbane Centre 133.05. Bye-bye.
Going to 133.05, correction, 133.05, Bonja 1060.
Negative. Brisbane Centre on 133.05.
133.05, Bonja 1060. Wow, so much cloud. Maybe I should climb up. Actually, I'm still climbing up. Yeah, I think it looks like I'm gonna clear the clouds at flight level 340. Or I can ask for higher altitude. Oh, you can still see through the cloud and see a bit of ground as well. Some dark clouds here and there. Cumulus. I know I have to study more. I know a little bit, right? But cumulus, towering cumulonimbus, all bad ones. Yeah, flight level 340. It's high enough. Flying above the cloud. Cloud base is quite low. And I would say it's broken. It's broken at some places, so I can see it through all the way to the ground. This is this is more like an inland route, not flying towards Sydney. Just Parkies is inland New South Wales, west of Orange. You see double here, Parkies, that's Parkies.
This VR cable so annoying. I should hang it on the ceiling. Oh, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. So now I'm feeling a little bit sleepy. Maybe I'll have a nap after this flight. Yeah, now
Brisbane Centre,
Clear it up.
Sunstate 386 Delta. Good day. Flight level 229er.
I didn't announce on the center, did I? I think I maybe I
Sunstate
didn't.
386 Delta, Brisbane Centre, radar contact.
Brisbane Centre, Bonja 1060 is with you at flight level 340. Yeah, we're flying over Parkes.
Brisbane Centre Bonza 1060, Roger. Current time is 0359 Zulu. How can I assist you?
You don't have to do anything.
Brisbane Centre, Bonza 1060. Good day. Flight level 341.
The frequency is not changing automatically for some reason. So I was talking to 133.05 is the right frequency. I turned the auto respond off and somehow the program turned the auto tune off. Okay, try again. Brisbane Centre, Bonja 1060 at flight level 340.
Bonza 1060, Brisbane Centre, identified.
That's better.
Bonza 1060, contact Melbourne Centre 126.0, bye-bye.
To 126.0, Bonja 1060.
Negative, Melbourne Centre on 126.0.
126.0, Bonja 1060.
Negative, Melbourne Centre on 126.0.
Going to Melbourne Centre on 126.0, Bonja 1060. Or say negative again. Oh.
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 740, good day, flight level 368.
Qantas 740, Melbourne Centre, radar contact.
Melbourne Centre, Bonja 1060, flight level 340.
Bonza 1060, Melbourne Centre, identified.
Let's zoom out. Our top-up descent is about 80 nautical miles away. We can get the wind forecast. Okay, load it, and then I can go approach, select the flap setting, 30 degrees of flap. My VREF is 148.
Melbourne Centre, Bonza 569, flight level 380. Bonza 569, Melbourne Centre, radar contact.
Oh, yawning. Okay, I'll just get Bonza 1060 ready for descent.
Bonza 1060, RB8 Alpha, runway 34, descend to flight level 120.
Descent to flight level 120, Bonza 1060. So I can go descent now.
Bonza 1060, contact Melbourne Centre 125.2.
125.2, Bonza 1060. Melbourne Centre, Bonza 1060 is with you at flight level 340.
Bonza 1060, Melbourne Centre, radar contact.
See how much it lags? I stopped turning the knob like 20 seconds ago. It's still spinning.
Bonza 1060, contact Melbourne Centre 118.6. Have a good day.
Going to 118.4, Bonza 1060.
Negative, Melbourne Centre on 118.6.
118.6, Bonza 1060.
Melbourne Centre, velocity 1036, flight level 170.
Velocity 1036.
Melbourne Centre, Bonza 1060 is with you at flight level 150.
Bonza 1060, Melbourne Centre, radar contact.
Yeah, I can reduce the time acceleration a little bit. 2 times. I have to get the 80s. 118.0 118. Come on.
Landing and departing runway 34. Transition level 110. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on initial contact you have information Oscar.
Information Oscar.
Melbourne Airport information
134.
Oscar. 03321060. Wind contact Melbourne approach 132.0. Visibility 10 miles or more. Light rain.
Going to 132.0. Bonja 1060. Melbourne approach, Bonja 1060 is with you at 10,000 feet. I gotta reduce speed.
Velocity 326. Descend to 2,500 feet.
Descend to 2,500 feet. Velocity 326.
Jetstar 773. Descend to 8,000 feet. QNH0999.
Descend to 8,000 feet. QNH0999. Jetstar 773.
Bonza 1060 Melbourne approach. Good day. QNH0999. Expect the RNAV runway 34.
QNH 999. Expect RNAV runway 34, Bonja 1060.
Negative. QNH0999.
QNH 0999, 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 Bonja 1060. If you say negative once more.
Melbourne approach. Qantas 921. 8,800 feet with the numbers.
Okay, we can reset
Qantas
the
921
time.
Melbourne approach. QNH0999. Expect the RNAV runway 34.
QNH0999. Expect the RNAV runway 34. Qantas 921.
Melbourne approach. Jetstar 567. 9,400 feet with information Oscar.
Qantas 921. Descend to 8,000 feet.
Okay,
Descend to
I'll
8,000
set
feet.
the auto brake
Qantas 921.
to like a medium, and my speed brake.
Velocity 736.
Arm.
Cleared direct actal. Cross actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway 34. Cleared direct Actal. Cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway 34, velocity 736.
Speed up to 245.
Jetstar 773. Descend to 2,500 feet.
Descend to 2,500 feet. Jetstar 773.
Can look at the Melbourne airport chart.
Jetstar 567 Melbourne approach. Good day. QN H0999, expect the RNAV runway 34.
QNH0999, expect the RNAV runway 34, Jetstar 567.
Look at the RNAV 34.
Melbourne approach. Velocity 224. 9,000 feet with information Oscar.
Nothing special. Runway headings 340.
Jetstar 567. Descend to 8,000 feet.
The airport diagram.
Descend to 8,000 feet, Jetstar 567.
Velocity 736. Contact Melbourne Tower 120.5.
So
Contact Tower 120.5, velocity 736.
leave the runway, vacate the runway onto taxiway Foxtrot.
Velocity 224 Melbourne approach. QN H0999, expect the RNAV runway 34.
Why is it so lagging?
QN H0999, expect the RNAV runway 34, velocity 224.
Anyway, Foxtrot.
Qantas 921, descend to 2,500 feet.
That's better.
Descend to 2,500 feet.
Tango.
Qantas 921.
Uniform and somewhere here, the Golf Gate. That's where I'm gonna park.
Velocity 326, cleared direct Actal. Cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway 34.
Cleared direct Actal, cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway 34, velocity 326.
Velocity 224, descend to 2,500 feet. QN H0999. Descend to 2,500 feet. QN H0999, velocity 224. Jetstar 567, descend to 2,500 feet.
Descend to 2,500 feet, Jetstar 567.
Jetstar 773, cleared direct Actal. Cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway 34.
Cleared direct Actal. Cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway 34. Jetstar 773.
Bonza 1060, descend to 2,500 feet. QN H0999. Bonza 1060, descend to 2,500 feet. QN H0999.
Descend to 2,500 feet. QNH0999 Bonja 1060. Yeah, at that time.
Velocity 326.
When
Contact
I
Melbourne
came.
Tower 120.5.
Where's the Melbourne CBD?
Over to Tower 120.5, velocity 326.
Should be on my right.
Jetstar 773. Contact Melbourne Tower 120.5.
Over to Tower 120.5, Jetstar 773, bye-bye.
Qantas 921. Cleared direct Actal. Cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway tree 4.
Yeah, airplane is flying this
Cleared direct Actal,
star
cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV
beautifully.
runway 34, Qantas 921.
VNaving. VNav is so good.
Melbourne approach. Scooter on ATC. 8,800 feet. We have a
Look
Oscar on
the
board.
crane, tower cranes. Nice. Traffic.
Scooter 18 Heavy Melbourne approach. QNH0999. Expect the RNAV runway
11
tree
low.
4.
Wow, we're too close. Think we're flying the same approach.
Niner expect na runway 34. Scooter on ATC.
Scooter 18 Heavy. Descend to 8,000 feet. QNH0999.
Descend to 8,000 feet. In 0 Niner
slow down.
Scooter on ATC.
Velocity 224. Cleared direct Actal. Cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway tree 4. Cleared direct Actal. Cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway 34. Velocity 224. Bonza 1060. Cleared direct Actal. Cross Actal at or above 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV runway tree 4.
Oh, pressed the wrong button. Clear direct Actal. Cross Actal at 2,500 feet. Cleared RNAV. Runway 34. Bonja 1060. Where's the traffic? I think I'm gonna let the
Jetstar 567. Descend to 1,600 feet.
radio from now on.
Descend to 1,600 feet. Jetstar 567.
Scooter 18 Heavy. Descend to 2,500 feet.
Okay, oh, there's traffic, another traffic there.
Descend to 2,500 feet. Scooter on ATC.
Bonza 1060. Contact Melbourne Tower 120.5. Over to Tower 120.5, Bonza 1060. Bye-bye. Melbourne Tower, Bonza 1060.
Runway is
RNAV runway
inside,
34.
but I think I'm a bit too high. Or maybe too low.
Bonza 1060. Melbourne Tower. Continue. Wilco, Bonza 1060. Velocity 326. Go around. Fly runway center line. Maintain 2,500 feet.
Going round. Fly runway center line. Maintain 2,500 feet. Velocity 326.
Velocity
light
326.
system is
Contact
weird,
Melbourne approach 132.0.
showing I'm too low.
Contact Melbourne
I think I'm
approach
too high.
132.0, velocity 326.
Bonza 1060. Wind 010 at 17. Runway 34 cleared to land. Runway 34 cleared to land. Bonza 1060.
Traffic. Traffic. 500.
Gear. Too low. 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 Gear. 300. Sink rate. Sink rate. 30. 20. 10.
Cafe 104 heavy.
landing.
Runway 34. Line up and wait.
Runway 34, line up and wait. Cafe 104 heavy.
Go a bit further. I think I'm too fast. I can't set the reverse throttle working properly.
Bonza 1060. Exit right at Charlie.
Charlie, I can exit at Echo.
Exit right at Charlie. Bonza 1060. Kanga 6210. Ready to go. Runway 34. Bonza 1060. Contact ground 121.7. Ground 121.7. Bonza 1060. Qatari 3 Papa Heavy. Contact Melbourne Tower 120.5.
Contact Tower 120.5, Qatari 3 Papa Heavy. Have a good day.
Eastern 57. Contact Melbourne Tower 120.5.
Over to Tower 120.5, Eastern 57. Eastern 195, taxi for departure.
Eastern 195. Runway 34 taxi via Tango. Alpha. Kilo.
Runway 34 taxi via Tango, Alpha, Kilo, Eastern 195. Qantas 462, Gate Bravo 23, request pushback.
Qantas 462. Melbourne ground. Pushback approved. Face north.
Okay.
Pushback and
Going
engine
here.
start approved. Face north, Qantas 462.
Velocity 331. Contact Melbourne Tower 120.5. Over to Tower 120.5, velocity 331.
I wasn't expecting a turn into the gate. Okay. Right. Oh. Should have turned APO on earlier. APO plate is on. Power to APO. And we can turn the engines off. Parking brake on. Turn the fuel pumps off.
Qantas 462, request taxi to the active.
Qantas 462, runway 34 taxi via Tango, Alpha, Kilo.
Runway 34 taxi via Tango, Alpha, Kilo, Qantas 462.
And can get the ground power. Set or choke set. Ground power super. We can turn the switch off. Okay, that's our flight done. Wasn't a beautiful landing, but you know, they say any landing that you can walk away from is a good landing. So yeah, see you next time.
Jetstar 521, ramp Golf 48 taxi via Echo, Foxtrot, Victor.